through spring and this fall, you've been cross-training guys at different positions. How much of that is just to prepare them to back each other up, and how much is really considering moving guys once the games start?
No, I think it's really still trying to find the five. I think this year more than any, guys have seen where they got to show up every day. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to have bad practice, but looking for consistency. You know, and if those guys don't continue to make the jump, then I'm going to have to go back to, you know, putting the Jalen out at left tackle and putting the Hayden back at center or whatever it is. But to me, I think you go another week and see where it's at, and then really looking for 10 guys to go into the season with.
Got a lot of experienced guys. You mentioned Jalen and Hayden, but Alon, not just old guys, but guys who have played an awful lot. How much easier does that make your job, and how does your teaching change when you've got that much experience to work with?
I mean, I think experience helps, but I'm also not one of those guys just because of experience means that I'm going to choose that guy over somebody else. I mean, we got a lot of work to do, obviously running the football, and obviously protecting the quarterbacks, whoever that might be. And just because guys played last year doesn't mean they're going to play this year. And you know, my O-line coaches say, hey, you know, everyone has a fresh start. But, I mean, it's true. I mean, the best 5 guys will start. And some positions have really risen to the occasion. There's some positions that are wide open still.
Since he's been here, Sonny Dykes has talked about getting more size and more depth on the offensive line. And certainly you've got some of that with guys like Danielson Ike, and I know you got Thalen as a transfer this year, and Dalton Purdue's in there. Are you hesitant to put young guys out there, or are you just as comfortable with big, strong guys like that, kicking them in if they need to?
I'd love to throw guys in there and get their nose bloodied and kind of throw them into the fire. I mean, to me, that's how you do it, and they learn. And you learn a lot about the kid when you do that. You know how it is. I mean, if you got a guy that's equal, and I'm a freshman, this guy's a senior, I mean, you're going to want to go with the younger kid. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. But I'm not afraid to play anybody, really.
Okay, so along those lines of the young guys, who has impressed you?
Well, a lot of these guys have gotten bigger. You know, one that's, you know, I hadn't gotten so many reps, getting been out here enough, but Purdue, I mean, he's a guy that was really coming on. I think he will when he gets back. Marcus Bryant continues to take some strides. Inside, it's been hit or miss, but Sparks has probably been the most consistent inside kid right now we've had. And then obviously Hickman's doing some nice things. Just like I said, consistency is what I'm looking for.
All right, you mentioned Marcus Bryant, and if we're supposed to believe what's on these rosters, added 2 inches and 54 pounds in a year. What are you feeding this guy?
I don't know. I guess I'm eating the same thing because I'm gaining weight and I don't need to. But no, I think he's right at 310, 311, and got here at 245. But to me, it's a mindset too. I mean, you got to want to put that weight on, and you will. But he does everything right, man. He wants to be good. He's still that little baby dinosaur. Now he's bigger. You know, he's not T-Rex yet, but he's getting bigger.
Bo Morris battling away at you know, tackle spots. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, but I tell you what, Bo's probably had the best camp he's had since he's been here. He's really, I think he's put 2 feet in, you know, and really said, you know what, this is my last year. I'm gonna give it all, which I think is good for Marcus Bryant. You know, and that's whoever starts that position at left tackle. I mean, is going to have won the position, not by default, which is what you want. So, Bo's doing a nice job, really is.
A year ago, you got Justin Osborne as a transfer and brought him off the bench initially, but he took the spot pretty quickly.
Right.
Did he surprise you at all last year?
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to do. You know, show up, you know, camp's already started and then end up, you know, taking a position. Now, he had a lot of growing pains, but he's taking that next step too with his game. Obviously, it's important to him. You know, middle air is kind of what killed him last year, and now he's consistent.
One of the young guys who's big and also got some attention coming in was Danielson Ike. How do you see his development? What have you seen from him?
He's getting there. You know, it's funny you asked that. I just talked to him outside. I think he's kind of finally gotten his priorities aligned and what's important, and I think that's going to give him the best chance to be successful. But like I said, I mean, you look at it, we got depth. I mean, he's been running with the 2s and the 3s. I mean, I don't owe anybody anything, really. I mean, the 5 guys are going to play have earned it, and for once, guys can't look behind them and be like, well, shoot, coach won't play that guy. Every day you got to come out here and compete, and to me, that's been the best part.
So much is made of offensive line working as you know, the timing, the chemistry. Would you like to go with 5 guys and basically leave them on the field all year, or do you want to start playing waves of fresher guys?
I'd like to play waves just because you get into that fourth quarter of that game, that guard, right guard, left guard's had half the game on their body, and they're still coming off the ball and they're fresh. You know, I know a lot of people in the SEC do that, but you got to have the guys to do that. But with that being said, I also don't want to play musical chairs every game where it's, hey, you got this series, you got the next series, you know, unless guys are pretty close.